all the time looking for sex. Like, we don't have to like you or anything.
Ain't
like,
that sad?
You know
Because the woman is. They having sex and hoping that he gonna fuck with me again after tonight. Hopefully I fucked him good.
But where's their skill to keep that going?
Yeah, they started off like
where's their skill to keep that? It's like, now I gotta chase you while you don't do shit. That's not how this goes.
But
you gotta play your part too.
That's where the trickeration come in. I start off rubbing your feet in the buckets, cooking good oxtails, and going there run your bath water, all that shit. When I see one glimpse that you ain't what I thought you was, the whole game will shift to the left all the way. Because I don't know how to still keep playing like you all that.
What if a nigga did that? What if
they do it all the time? They do it all the time. These niggas don't chase these bitches.
Niggas are the engine, females are the tires of the vehicle.
Yeah.
One thing in this part, we can't move. They not going forward because one little thing. Because of one incident, whatever the case, like she said. Like she said, I seen one thing. You done did cuss me, call me all type of shit. But that has nothing to do with how I love. My love doesn't change for you.
But you know what? To me, that makes a big difference there too, because it depends on what the thing is that they done. One of my hair customers, and this is at this day and time within the last 5 years, she told me, "Pa, you know what?" She said, "What is a deal breaker? Like, she said, I heard you said your husband had a baby on you, been in prison, like so many things." She said, we as women, if we don't have a deal breaker, these men will run us into the dirt. It has to be one thing that I say, I'll never fuck with you again if you do this one thing.
Now,
she said for her is her husband stepping outside of the marriage. If she ever heard a story, and she could, even if she could prove it or not, that he stepped outside the marriage, they would be at a counselor ready to be divorced. Okay. And if he didn't want to go saying he didn't do it, she would instantly leave him. And then somebody else told me theirs would be a nigga putting their hands on them. So everybody has their own deal breaker. What would be your deal breaker? What would be your deal breaker?
When women have exploded, exposed other women to this bullshit about a deal breaker. You see, when you go into a relationship knowing you have a deal breaker because they put it in your mind,
that's for
you're setting yourself up for failure.
Why? Because are you going to cross the line?
You just closed your mind off already.
But what if my mind is open and you just don't cross that line? If you never cross that line, I'm never going to trip.
A deal breaker is this. Making up your mind spontaneously if something offends you right away.
No.
That's a deal breaker. But if you're premeditated,
you put your hands on me,
if you're premeditated about
right, for sure.
That's a deal breaker for me.
Women get beat all the time. But
hold on, Mr. Brown. Do you condone that? Do you condone that? Now you have. Do you condone women getting beat all the time? Let's keep it real.
Beat a bitch ass if she put her hands on you. Beat her ass.
I wish back in the day, you used to be able to whoop a little ass.
Now you're going down.
But women think that they can put their hands on a man and manipulate the system and get away with it. They know how to get away with it.
They get away with everything.
Now I'm talking about if you're in a relationship and everything is going wrong. Maybe this motherfucker had a bad day at work or something and come home and take it out on you. No, that's a deal breaker for me because I didn't do shit.
Regardless of how we're fighting, it's a deal breaker. You know, we shouldn't be fighting. Period.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm not letting you know up front.
When you have to result. When you have to resort to cussing someone out, your vocabulary is weak. When you have to resort to physical fighting, your character is weak. And you need to practice on you need to practice on learning. Well, that's the thing.
That's the thing.
You need to practice learning how to communicate.
I told you that from the beginning.
If you don't know how to do that, you only humanly going to result back to your defense mechanism. Okay. And usually your defense mechanism is violence.
Okay, let me say this. So, if I'm not doing anything to you, and I'm just going to take a break right now. You never told me what you thought lonely was. But if I'm not doing anything, I'm cooking, even if I'm going to work, and we have kids and I'm taking care of the kids and I come home and your dinner's on the table and all that, I'm not messing around with nobody. I'm strictly being the mother of your children and taking care of you, and you have a bad day, and because you have a bad day, you're going to come home and smack me around? No. That's a deal breaker. You know what? You know why it's a deal breaker for me? Because I watched my mother get her brains knocked out till she had a tumor and fucked up her whole life behind the motherfucking nigga because she's trying to take care of us. The nigga was supporting her and taking care of us. I'm not letting their mother-fucker put their hands on me for nothing.
And let me just tell you this.
Can't communicate.
That has listen. To me, I feel like that does take a big toll on you because she could tell you when my stepfather went to hit her, she sliced both of his wrists. He put his hands up, them motherfuckers was flips and like flimsy. Right. And really what it was, she probably had a flashback of how my grandmother was getting beat so bad by her dude.
You know, my mom, she went
for the juggler
surgery, and she was 40 years old and went all the way back into childhood. Her parents had to take care of her and
because of that brain tumor. My grandfather used to kick her in the head with his boots, work boots, and he was construction boots.
For that, I promised myself, if a motherfucker raised his hands to me, he's out of here. Right. And if he kept on doing it, if he caught me somewhere else when I left, I'm cutting him. You know what I mean? You're going to have to leave me alone.
How come out in the world?
The question is,
do you think, let me ask you this, do you think if a man put his hands on your mom in front of you, what would be the first thing that would come to your mind to do?
What? I'm going up.
That's what I'm saying.
Nigga.
We had that situation. Tell him, Mom.
What?
When he thought he was gonna smack my mom in front of her because she was drunk talking shit, and it was me.
That nigga smacked me and
he said he was hungry. He said he's hungry. My mom, we over at my house partying, me blowing all the friends. She said, well, go home and get you something to eat. He said, nah, I want you to go with me, you know. And he used to be a pimp, so everything is all you know what I'm saying. That nigga said, he said, go home. She said, ain't nothing there but hot dogs. And then she said, you can't boil water? And she said, you can't boil water. That motherfucker said,
you can't boil water, motherfucker? What's wrong with you? That nigga slapped me, and the next thing I knew, everybody in the whole world came out.
Once they seen me start stomping on him, everybody that was my company said, oh, well, then that's the green light. So we all jumped on him, busted his windows out of his car as he was pulling off. He said, it's going down. Y'all can't live here no more. We like, nigga, no, we don't roll like that. We don't play none of them games where you think that if you do something one time, we gonna let you walk away. We're going to stomp your bitch ass out.
When you encounter a family like that,
especially when you doing some shit, especially if it's some shit you all wrong in, man, niggas gonna fuck you off.
Yeah, keep your hands to yourself.
You doing some shit that's wrong.
And then I ain't gonna lie, because he been my stepfather for like 30-something years at that time. He ended up being my stepfather for like 50 damn near, but at that time, he was my stepfather for 34 years, and I did feel bad because after they really started trying to stomp him out, my husband, my friends from 60s, the niggas from 60s, I said, hold up, motherfuckers. At the end of the day, we done whooped his ass enough. That is really my stepfather of 30-something years. But sometimes something have to be done so that you can learn that it's not okay to cross the line like that. He was showing out because you know what it was? He was around my ex-husband, all the niggas from 60s and they friend, and he want to show them I got her in check, and hey, come on, let's roll. It's time to go. I'm hungry. Look, he like, hey, let's go. It's time to roll. I'm hungry. Yeah, you know, I got to eat meal. And nigga, bye. Mom said bye. That motherfucker ended up wishing he would have just left and boiled water.
I ain't gonna lie. I love y'all. You feel me? Even Lil Sita. Even sometimes I hear her boyfriend and her brother. I don't like how the niggas be talking. That shit be annoying me. Sometimes I be like, nigga, don't ever bring them niggas around me. Sometimes it's just I just hear how they be talking. That shit just be like, nigga, who is these niggas?
And then
you don't hear how she talk.
I feel you. I feel you.
Dwayne know how she talk.
You know.
I feel you.
I don't give nobody no passes just because they are who they are.
Right, yeah, I don't know her like that anymore.
You might as well
I love her.
Yeah.
But I never seen this yet from
That's
her.
how he Dwayne.
Well, my thing is this. If you see it coming, you should know who to get involved with and what to avoid. And when you get involved with someone who you know has violent tendencies, leave their us alone, cause it's on you.
How can
and when you don't take,
somebody has violent tendencies,
you can tell this.
There ain't no psychiatrist.
Okay, this is how.
This
is how.
My sister said that. She said some people hide it better than others and longer than others.
Right. When you get in a disagreeable conversation and a person gets angry and don't want to communicate, you better recognize that's the sign that this person has never learned how to communicate. And
well, that's
or if they doing all the